Welcome back. Wholesale real estate step by step. I want to share 4 real estate hacks to double your profit margins. Very, very important. Before we get into that, remember wholesale real estate is the art and science of building deeply discounted properties, locking them up with a sales contract to create equitable interest and assigning that right to an end buyer for a profit, usually $10,000 or more. You're not building or buying properties. You're controlling opportunity, you're solving problems, and that's where the money is in any business, right? So now, when people hear me say double your profit margins, they usually think I mean taking twice as many calls or working twice as hard. But no, this is about leverage. Leverage is what allows you to make more while doing less. It's the foundation of real wealth, not just in real estate, but in every business. I hope that makes sense. This is going to be the foundation of this conversation today. If you want to scale, you don't need to add more hours. That's not scaling, okay? There's only so many hours in a day, right? You need to add leverage. And there are 4 specific leverage points that will double your profit faster than anything else, okay? We have labor, we have 2 capital, we have AI, right? And then we have media, okay? Now let's talk about each one. First, labor. Okay, let's talk about labor first. Labor leverage is about people. You need people, right? Don't you? The moment you stop doing everything yourself and start delegating, your business multiplies. And some people think you have to wait forever. Actually, you can start immediately. When I started, I did every single thing. My first deal, right? You know, finding the data and then sending out letters, leaking letters, negotiating, managing buyers. I was the entire operation. It worked, but it capped my growth. Of course, there's only so many hours in a day ever, right? Then I brought on help at some point, a virtual assistant to manage quite a few things, someone to handle some of the repetitive stuff, and then the deals move a little bit faster. I was able to free up my time to do the actual business. Now, why? Because I was free to focus on high value actions, right? Talking to motivated sellers and actually closing deals. So if you're still in that solo hustle phase, that's okay. Okay. And again, I'll share with you in a second here. You don't have to wait until you're rich to be able to leverage other people. Remember, leverage labor, right? So, but plan your way out. You need to have this at the back of your mind. Start a little bit small. If you can already hire a part-time VA, partner with another wholesaler, somebody who has complementary skills, because there's multiple arrays of skills needed to make this function properly as an engine over time. So you'll find that just removing 1 or 2 repetitive tasks from your day can instantly free up time to close more deals. And if you don't understand that yet, don't worry, you understand more as time goes on. And that brings us to the second type of leverage, capital, right? Capital leverage. Capital leverage doesn't always mean huge amounts of money. Let's be honest, okay? I know most of you think that when we say that in wholesale real estate, small amounts of capital used wisely can generate massive returns. In fact, think of wholesale as leverage, okay? Everything else is crawling like snail, right? So let's say you spend $500 on targeted marketing or on digital marketing, that could easily turn to $15,000 deal. That's a 30-to-1 return. You can't get that anywhere else. So while this business is often called no money down, I get it, right? It's often called no money down. Understand that smart reinvestment is what takes you from the first deal to your first 6-figure, okay? You're not risking money. You're using it strategically to buy time and reach. Does that make sense? I hope so. And if you don't have extra capital right now, partner with someone who does. Partnerships are another form of leverage. One person brings effort, the other person brings resources, right? And you split the profit. I have partners right now making money with me. myempirepro.com/partners. And I've always had that. After my first deal, I've always partnered with other people. So if you've got the drive, you can plug into existing systems and get traction faster. Okay, now let's talk about the third leverage point. This is the new powerhouse in modern real estate. It's called AI, artificial intelligence. We used to call it coding, right? Uh, it's basically changing everything. What used to take hours now takes seconds. Data analysis, lead scoring, follow ups, even marketing messages, all can be automated or assisted by AI tools. So, for example, I use tools that automatically respond to leads, right? Or follow up with leads, analyze potential ARVs, and even help craft personalized follow-up messages based on their behavior. That means I can talk to 10 times more leads in the same amount of time, right? So I learned something profound a long time ago, right? I need to be talking to 100 people in 1 minute rather than spending the next 100 minutes to talk to one person. It's called leverage, AI. So AI is your silent employee, cost almost next to nothing. It never sleeps, never forgets, and never asks for a raise. And the beautiful part, it's cheaper than hiring anyone full time. So if you start building systems with AI early, you'll outpace 99% of wholesalers who are still doing everything manually. Yes, believe it or not, many people are still doing that. So then we come to my favorite one. Of course, you probably can tell already, media. Media leverage means your message works for you even when you're not working. Okay. It's your digital footprint in this time and age, in this digital era, your brand, your marketing, your presence online. You see, when you share your journey, right, your insights and your deals, you build trust and attract both sellers and buyers. You see, sellers are humans, right? And they need to kind of like know you, right? So buyers, especially, they can also see that you're actually active in the business, and they naturally build trust even without knowing it. It's not an intentional thing, it's a very subconscious thing, and that's the power of media. So in this business, it's no different. Content is modern day real estate, and is digital property that brings in leads around the clock. Okay, so either you know it or not, every single one eyeball that sees a video, that sees a piece of content, article, something, or a post, a story, every single one of those set of eyeballs or pair of eyeballs, they are potential big money in your pocket and their pocket. Okay, or you can actually relieve a person. And here's the kicker: you don't even have to be the face if you don't want to. Okay, I know you probably got scared a little bit. You can partner with content creators who are also wholesalers, and you can also leverage their activity. They bring the eyeballs, you bring the deals together, you both win, and it all works hand in hand. It brings more resources in to help you close more deals. And that's the kind of leverage that multiplies your business without multiplying your workload or even multiplying budget, right? Marketing budget. Now, let's tie all of this back to our framework, the three processes and 5 stages that make this business run. You remember that? I have to remind you in case you've been here, but if you're brand new here, make sure you subscribe. Your marketing process improves with media and AI. Your acquisition process scales with labor and capital. Your disposition process, turning contracts into cash, becomes smoother when all these pieces work together. So those three processes move you through the 5 stages. You remember them, right? The data, contact, leads, contract, and then closed deals. Every single stage can be optimized with leverage. So, for example, here's a quick example, right? Um, you use AI to pull and analyze data faster. And by the way, our one-stop shop uses AI behind the scenes a lot. You use virtual assistants for contact and follow-up. If you can't afford it yet, don't worry about it, right? Just know that at the back of your mind. You use capital to fund better marketing, to hire better virtual assistants over time. You use content to attract new leads, all right, new partners, right? You use contact to attract new resources, right? New people, valuable people in your network, and you use partnerships to move more contracts into deals. That's how you double your profit margins, by compounding little small efficiencies across every stage. I hope that makes sense. So the difference between a $10,000 deal And a $40,000 deal isn't luck. Sometimes it's just leverage. Okay. Sometimes it's the difference between you doing deals or not. When I learned to apply all four, labor, capital, AI or code, media, my business transformed. Pipelines filled themselves and profits multiplied without me having to grind harder. And I've had to start all over a few times. At the very minimum, I know how to fill my pipeline with data. And data can be filtered and optimized to become contact and then leads and then contract, and you get the gist, right? You have a proper structure for how this actually works. And that's what I want for you. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. All right, just a quick reminder, you can access all the same data and tools that make the system work. You can access them at myempirepro.com/big data. So yeah, just wanted to drop that real quick. I hope this makes sense to you. I have some other ones that's coming up, and hit the like button, share, subscribe. I'll be right back. This is Ola at My Empire Pro, your favorite real estate coach. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your empire starts today. I've written 3 game-changing books. Download them free at myempirepro.com/books. I'm also looking for partners, money, time, or anywhere in between. If that's you, visit myempirepro.com/partners. And if you want to try the all-in-one PropStream software for free, go to myempirepro.com/PropStream. Stay tuned. Let's build your $10,000 per month real estate empire.